Bulldog Nation. Welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, Junior testified yesterday, and Latita James is mad because it was like an infomercial. Too bad. Junior came out and spoke to the press afterwards. He got to testify more. Remember, he testified for the prosecution. They didn't ask him any wit questions. The defense did. So that's why they called him again yesterday. All right, Marianne Trump Berry, may she rest in peace, passed away. Trump's big sister, 86 years old. Trump is 77, which proves that we know we got 10 more years out of Donald Trump, right? That's right. Funding bill. Well, you know, Michael Johnson's bill's probably bad when Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell say they're good with it. Biden called Axelrod a prick when Axelrod said maybe he shouldn't run again. Samuel Haskell IV. His father's a big shot producer. He was a producer. His life is over. Charged with triple murder, had a suicide vest on. If you're in jail, what's a suicide vest do? I mean, you can't choke yourself? I mean, you can't stab yourself, right? You know, utensils. What the hell's a suicide vest? Makes no sense to me. White House cocaine picture. This looks so funny. I questioned its legitimacy when my team sent it to me. But it is apparently the photograph of the cocaine in the locker. Looks to me like something that Hunter would leave behind. Trump said, Kardashian, you get me sports athletes to endorse me, I'll keep letting your bad guys out of jail. After commuting one for her, what did she do? She turned around and voted for Biden. So Trump stopped taking her call. Sounds like a fair exchange to me. True Socials lost $73 million the last 2 years. Oops. Dwayne Johnson says everyone's asking him to run for president. Well, they're asking me too, Dwayne. People want me to run for president. So you're not special. I'm biding my time, 2028. U.S. bought 1.2 million barrels to load up a little bit more on their strategic reserves. COVID-19 lawsuits apparently against the government are so hot that the feds are actually hiring lawyers specifically to defend them. Blackface versus eye paint. This poor little kid's sports. That's not blackface. You know what? This is what happens when you got woke morons running your school. They don't know that that's what athletes do. Football players paint their face like that. Cue's the blackface. It'd be on his forehead, you morons. I always like quoting Stork during the show. QAnon shaman Jacob Chancellor, he's like 30-some years old. He said he's ready to run for Congress. You go, Jacob. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation. Eric Deters, local news, sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. We say what you really wish a news anchor would say. Harless Hoover. Isn't that a great name? A name like Harless Hoover, he ought to be from Kentucky, not Indiana. But Harless Hoover is a pretty young former Indiana police chief arrested on 17 felony charges. He's only 37. Bribery, official misconduct, fraud, theft, and ghost employment. Ghost employment? I checked it out. What that means is you claim you're working, but you're really not working. Like he's doing private stuff. He's not really a ghost. They began investigating him in 2021 after a concerned citizen reported defrauded by the chief for $10,000 a purchase of a car. Chief, you never want the ball of yarn to start unraveling. River Road takeover. Melissa Powers wants his car confiscated. That's the way to take them off the street, Melissa. Take off all their cars. Melissa Powers is a badass prosecutor. I support her. UC doctoral student right here. This is the guy that was accidentally shot and murdered. Fourth-year doctoral student at UC's. Yeah, we need our doctors getting gunned down in the streets of Cincinnati. Molecular and Developmental Biology graduate program. Wow. 26-year-old Adiata Adalaka. Inadvertently killed. Looks a little bit like Durrani. I'm sorry, don't want to speak ill of the dead. Sad that he died. Ready for local news? Bricks are falling from our old haunting place, Chuck. We had the law office on the top floor of the Carew Tower. We left because of all the problems. Well, guess what? Now bricks are falling on the streets below.
Better than bodies.
Better than bodies. By the way, true story, folks. One time we were at the office, and Matt Hammer and Ben Moran were in Ben Moran's office, and they saw a body go whoof right outside their window. Jumped off the top of the Carew Tower to the awning below. They saw it. The body. Yep. Alta Fiber. I hate these people. I'm so sick and tired of that commercial, of all the sellouts sitting around a table saying how wonderful Alta Fiber is, Anthony Munoz being bought off. All you got to do is donate to Anthony's foundation and he'll love you. It makes me sick. Well, CEO Lee Fox has now been appointed University of Cincinnati Foundation Board Chair. Imagine that. Alta Fiber. They screw us every day. All right, Graders is opening up a store in Union. All you well-heeled Unionites that attend Ryle High School are going to get Graders. Congratulations. Where's our Graders in Independence? We got to drive all the way to Taylor Mill. Northern Kentucky NAACP Freedom Gala was held on Friday. I support their mission. All right, in Kentucky news, Girard County. This is pretty wild. Girard County now is the home of Mark Metcalf, our new state treasurer, Jonathan Schell, our new agriculture commissioner, and 2 hunting deaths. The deaths both happened in Girard County. Well, apparently they shot each other accidentally. What did I say about Saturday morning in the state of Kentucky? Stay out of the country. Stay in your home. Do not leave. This is what I'm talking about. All right, Owen County death crash. This is sad. A man was killed. Kentucky State Police. It was a rollover, apparently, on a silver Jeep single car accident. Chase Downs, 34, from Flatwoods. That's a pretty good ways away. Wonder what he was doing up here. Hunting, I bet. And then Kid Rock and Jason Aldean are taking this on tour to small shows. They're going to be at the Boyd County Fairgrounds April 19th and 20th. I'm going to go. Ford in Louisville. They voted against the new agreement. We'll see what happens. In Ohio news, Avtab Pureball, your mayor, gave a State of the Union address, State of the City address, garnering final approval of the Brent Spence project, yada, 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 how to spend not the jail money, the sale of the railroad money. You watch. The shakedown's going to be big on that. And DeWine says it's time to examine the problems at youth prisoners. Why? Big newspaper expose. See, that's what would happen if we'd have an expose about the Dr. Durrani litigation. But no, the Enquirer cares about everything but Durrani victims getting their justice. And Joe Burrows apparently and his family apparently own a stake of the Columbus Fury, a professional volleyball team. Joe's got so much money. Hey, Joe, Durrani litigation, I got to talk to you. And Peter Adaby joined Cincinnati Children's as Chief HR and Diversity Officer. I wonder how many, this is funny, I thought about this. I talked to Dr. Millman about this last night. I wonder how many HR diversity officers are white heterosexual males. There's not much diverse about diversity officers. You got to be gay, LGBT, an alien, or black. It's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Tuesday the 14th of November. You're watching Eric Deters World News with Jamie Spinley. The latest headlines. Iceland braces for eruption as fissures emerge in Grindavik. Residents were allowed to return to Grindavik for a few minutes yesterday in order to collect their belongings. Roads in the town have started to crack as the likelihood of the volcanic eruption remains high. 5 people, including 3 children, have died and a person remains unaccounted for after a house fire in West London. The police said all 5 victims are believed to be members of the same family. 10 fire engines and about 70 firefighters were called to the blaze at the property on Channel Close in Hounslow. And the annual inflation rate in Argentina has hit a high of 143%, according to the data released by the Statistics Agency in the run-up to the presidential election. The South American country votes in a presidential runoff on Sunday, and the dire state of the economy could prove a factor dictating the outcome. And Germany plans to spend $8 billion in 2024 on military support for Ukraine in its fight against Russia. And happy 75th birthday to King Charles III. Thank you for watching. From the team and I, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheery and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries, because we don't have any boundaries. Big news! The Cincinnati Bengals are going to be without 3 critical H players. I'm not talking about halfbacks. I'm talking about Higgins, Hubbard, Hendrickson. Do you freaking believe it, Josh Wentz and Chuck Holbrook? How the hell are we supposed to go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens without these 3 guys? Let me tell you what I would do if I was Zach Taylor. I would go full Bill Belichick. I would line up safeties to rush quick. I would do goofy, crazy stuff. You know? Line up 4 tight ends to go out. They can't guard them. They're too big. You got to get creative. Put Jamar Chase at quarterback.
That's great.
You send Burrow out wide. That's what you got to do. Now maybe this is worth a cut. Little Bengals coaching there. Last night the Broncos came back and beat the Bills 24-22, and I have to admit, these games have kind of sucked that they've had. This game was a great game. And you know what? Good old Sean Payton and the Broncos might be getting their stuff together. Of course, you can always count. You can't make this up, folks. Josh Allen has thrown more interceptions than anybody since he's been in the league the last 6 years. All right, an NFL bettor bet $500,000 on in-game parlay during the Texans-Bengals game. It was Singletary get a certain amount of 50 yards, score a touchdown. It was the Texans win. It was all this wild stuff. And he wins $5.5 million. Steve Cunningham is frustrated. Hey, Cunningham, why don't you do something like this? I'll give you the money if you can guarantee me this. All right, Purdue beat Xavier last night, but Xavier gave him a game. 83-71. You know, Purdue's ranked number 2, so give it up to X. Harbaugh at the hearing on Friday says he's going to speak. Harbaugh says Michigan's America's team now because they're getting picked on. I don't know about that, but I stand with Harbaugh. All you Harbaugh haters, I stand with Harbaugh. Although he is a woke liberal kind of guy. But I can separate that. I can compartmentalize his politics to football. I'm against the man at all times. Screw the Big Ten. Megan Rapinoe got hurt in her final game, and she says that proves there's no God. What? There's no God because Megan got an Achilles injury. No, Megan, that proves there is a God. It's just the opposite. God, thank you. Rookies of the Year for Major League Baseball. Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks. You can't make this up. What happened to our guys? Steer, McClain, Cruz. They're better than you, Corbin. And Gunnar Henderson made it for the shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles was the American League. Shaq's daughter. I don't know how tall she is. I assume she's 7'8". She's playing for Florida, not LSU. He couldn't get her to go to the Tigerland. All right. Speaking of kids, remember Pennington, the quarterback for the Jets? His son playing for Marshall. Redshirt freshman led Marshall to a victory after a 5-game losing streak on the anniversary of Marshall's airplane crash. I think this kid was destined to lead the Thundering Herd. Now that is a great nickname. They're not just the herd. They're not just the thoroughbreds. They're not just horses. They're the Thundering Herd. Randy Moss's school. All right, Kansas, UK tonight. We'll see if UK can do as well against Kansas as Xavier did against Purdue. I think not. You know why? The tallest player UK has playing is like 6 foot. I'm exaggerating, but all 3 of the 7-footers that UK have aren't going to play. It's going to be, let's hope they can shoot from the 3 tonight. All right, the LA Clippers, they got Westbrook. They got Kawhi Leonard. They got the Beard. They got George. They got Lou, the coach. They're 0-4 since the Beard got there. 0-4. Kawhi Leonard isn't happy. We'll see what happens. NHL scores. Oilers beat the Islanders. Avalanche lost to Kraken 5-1. NBA scores. Bucks 118. Bulls 109. Damian Lillard is playing better than the Beard as the Bucks. Raptors 111, Wizards 107, Celtics 114, Knicks 98. If the Celtics even lost the game, Kings 132, Cavs 120. Michael Merrick, Covington Catholic and Notre Dame's own, scored his first touchdown for the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday. By the way, he hasn't gotten the ball too much, but we'll see what happens. The Bengals should have drafted the kid. UK basketball is probably going to get this kid, the 20-ranked ESPN player, Billy Richmond. Calipari continues to recruit. Jags wide receiver Zay Jones, not Jay, Zay, arrested for domestic violence. Nick Saban supports his bull buddy Jimbo Fisher. Could have kicked him when he was down. Could have kicked Dabo Sweeney when he was down. Nick Saban's a class act. A.J. Hawk, McAfee's co-host, has got a patch over his eye. Apparently his kid scratched his cornea. It's a bad look, AJ. It's kind of weird on McAfee's show. AJ with the close-up zoom, and he's like this. And he doesn't move. I mean, it's like, what the hell is he a co-host for? Red signed P.J. Higgins. Why? He's an infielder from the Cubs. I don't get it. Patriots cut Jack Jones. You know why? He missed curfew in Germany. You don't mess with the old Belichick. He missed curfew, you're out of here. Zach Arnett, the head coach of Mississippi State, was fired. I like this guy, but he sucked, so he's fired. Neville Gallimore, the Dallas Cowboys, is on the ground, and he kicked right in the crotch a New York Giants lineman named Pugh. I say he deserved it. He's been fined, probably gets suspended and all that good stuff. I'm sure he had a cup on. You assume he did. Maybe it hurts when you get kicked by a D. Would you let a D lineman kick you in the crotch if you had a cup on, Chuck?
No.
I wouldn't either. And last but not least in sports, Purcell Marion is ranked 16th nationally, the girls basketball team. The home of the greatest football player of all time. Roger Dodger Staubach. This is a Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Spread the word. Best sports show in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, American cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture for November 14th, 2023. And our lead story is a great one. Have you ever heard of Chris Appleton and Lucas Gage? Me neither. But this story caught my eye for a very good reason. This is a couple. They got married, and after 6 months, they're filing for divorce. So why should I use this on pop culture? Apparently they're famous. They get married, they're a gay couple, and after 6 months, they're already divorced. My point? Even gays screw up marriage. It doesn't matter. Let them get married all they want. They're going to get divorced and have the same hell and problems as heterosexual couples do. Hell, this gay couple didn't even make 6 months. I wonder if there's been a study yet, Chuck and Josh, if like gay couples' marriages do last longer or not. I bet you they're shorter. I'll bet you they are. Because half the time, by the way, have you ever seen a gay couple fight over like one flirting with another person? It's wicked, man. I mean, these two hunky guys, one of them probably cheated with another hunk. That's what happened. I bet you they did. They cheated, one of them. Look at the guy on the right, showing his chest, Other guy kind of looked like he's dressed like a priest.
Looks like he's 12.
Well, maybe he's Not a MILF. What would a gay MILF? A GILF. He's a GILF. All right, moving on. Timberlake's marriage apparently is getting a little rocky. Why? Because everything Britney Spears said about him that was bad. You know, old Jessica Biel's like, did you really do that, Justin, to her? Next thing you know what we're going to see? We're going to see a picture of Jessica Biel out with coffee with Britney Spears. Zolciak and Bierman, I'm sick of this couple. Are you ready for the latest? They get evicted. They're not getting evicted. They're getting foreclosed on. They're getting divorced. One's living upstairs, one's ordered downstairs. They say they're patching it up and they're not getting divorced again. This reality couple is all bogus. Let's not believe anything else they ever say again. I permanently ban them from my pop culture show. Woman does have some knockers. We can say knockers on our pop culture show. Titanic menu auction. You can't make this up. You know what Spindley told me yesterday? That's right, Spindley. He said this menu sold for $14 million. No, it didn't. It sold for like $10,000. I said, maybe you should have sent me the story. Spindley, you are as bad a reporter as you are at chess. $10,000. It wasn't $14 million. I said, a menu sold for $14 million? Yeah, it was the only one.
It's the language barrier.
And you know, language barrier. And you wouldn't believe what these people ate. My God. Like 5 courses, mutton and veal. What a bunch of snobs. No wonder they hit the iceberg. All right, Denzel Washington is going to play Hannibal of Carthage in an upcoming movie. Chuck, if you didn't know your history, this is the guy that rode the elephants over the Alps to go invade Rome. He was a badass. He was from Africa, so Denzel Washington is playing him. All right, Mega Millions is up to $220 million. I need to go buy one. Iron Claw by Zac Efron. He plays a WWE wrestler. Look, he's all jacked up now. I want to know why Brian Pillman Jr. did not get this role. Brian, I'm outraged that you didn't. That's my son Parker's buddy. SPAM. Did you know what SPAM stands for, guys?
No.
SPAM stands for Specially Processed American Meat.
Impressive.
It's specially processed. That's why you shouldn't freaking eat it. A hiker dies out in the wild, 71-year-old hiker, and you can't make this up. When they found the guy, his dog, alive, was laying and sitting next to his master's body. I know you're a dog lover. Isn't that cool? Yeah. If you and Rebecca ever go hiking and die, I hope your dogs sit next to you till help comes. Till help comes. What kind of dogs do you have?
Australian Shepherds.
Australian Shepherds. I'll bet you they'd sit on you till help came. It'd be too late, but your dogs would not abandon you. All right, Kid Rock and Jason Aldean are going to small towns. This is unbelievable. Kid Rock, Jason Aldean, Miranda Lambert, Hank Williams Jr., Leonard Skinner, on and on and on. They're going to be in Ashland in April. Chuck, we got to go down and see the show.
That would be raging.
All right, Brad Pitt, 59, formally announces that Ines D. Ramon, 32, 37 or 27 years his junior, is officially his girlfriend. Way to go, Brad! You the man, Brad. You are the man, Brad Pitt.
My girlfriend.
You know why? He said he passed up The Killer on Netflix because it was too dark. Total bullshit. He passed it up to spend more times with her. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Those might have been. Oh, wait. I forgot to add. King Charles III is 75 today. No one cares but Spindley. Who, by the way, I'm doing this report based upon his notes. Remember, this is the same guy that told me the menu was sold for $14 million, so this could be untrue. He might be 80 instead of 75. It may not even be his birthday. That's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day.